We are back with another video. Today we have the third installment of our favorite Fuqray. The film opens with a recap of the film's previous part in the form of a song. The four Fuqras, Panditji, Lali, and Choocha, are outside their appliance shop. Panditji is watching over Lali while he fixes their shop signboard, and the other two grab some popcorn from a cart. A boy asks them to investigate his lost underwear since their side hustle is investigating cases. While Choocha excitedly greets the kid and shows interest in his case, Lali finds it stupid and mourns their bad luck. The kid shows Choocha the advance money, but Choocha refuses by saying he doesn't take money from kids. Honey shows Choocha the kid's mobile and tells him to start investigating while Panditji takes the advance money from the kid. In a time-lapse, they are doing other stupid and petty investigations. After signing the election candidate's form, Boli Punjaban goes to a saloon and calls Panditji to run her election campaign and asks him to bring his boys. Choocha becomes excited and unintentionally throws his popcorn on the floor, which provokes Lali since he is cleaning the floor. Choocha gets a deja vu, which he calls deja chu. He claims that he has seen Baholi cleaning the toilet. The boys accept Baholi's offer. They show up at the ribbon-cutting ceremony outside one of the public toilets in Delhi, where Boli cleans a dirty toilet seat in front of the media as a part of her public appearance. However, Choocha steals her spotlight by happily agreeing to wash a little kid's bum after he has done pooping. When Boli returns to give a speech in her Jeep with the African bodyguards, Choocha again asks if she will provide the public free water since she's running for the Water Ministry of Delhi. To save her image, she says she will arrange free water for the public, to which the crowd claps and cheers for Choocha. Meanwhile, the other boys are at the back discussing how Boli is the doom of Delhi if she is elected. Lali thinks they should not help Boli because she is only after money and power. Honey comes up with the idea that Choocha should run the elections against Boli since the public loves him for his true self. Lali points out how dumb Choocha is, but Honey assures that he will become Choocha's eyes and Panditji will be his brain. In the next scene, another character named Hingra is introduced, who is a local thug managing a water tanker business. He calls Boli and threatens her that she must win the elections as he is funding her election campaign so he can take over the water supply of Delhi. While Boli makes another public appearance, Choocha excitedly shows up and reveals that his friends are making him run for the elections against Boli. The crowd becomes joyful to hear the news and picks him up to celebrate his arrival, while Boli silently despises him. In the next scene, Panditji, Honey, and Lali are planning to arrange money for Choocha's election campaign since it costs a lot of money to run a good campaign and win the elections. Simultaneously, Boli's African guards show up to unveil an unbelievable revelation. They claim their aunt and uncle live in Africa and have a diamond mine. If Choocha goes to Africa, he will get a deja chu and can become rich overnight. They also claim that they've kept this news hidden from Boli since she's greedy and could sabotage their will to become rich. Furthermore, they hand the boys 5 lakh cash to flee to Africa. Finding it a good deal, they take the money and book their flight. When they land in Africa, Boli's guard alongside an Indian couple, presumably their aunt and uncle, welcomes them. They are accompanied by their daughter, Mombasa, who instantly has a crush on Choocha and keeps staring at him. The group heads to the mine to learn about the diamond extraction. Back in India, Boli works with the chief minister and earns a good lead in public. After a few days, Panditji realizes Choocha is not having deja chu, which means Boli has played them to get Choocha out of her way because Choocha only gets deja chu about the true things. When Lali weighs out the possibilities of how Boli found out about Choocha's candidacy as her opponent, he looks at Choocha's puppy face and figures out he's the one who's told Boli. Honey suggests they should leave immediately as there is still a chance for Choocha to win the election. Amid his debate, Choocha sees a deja chu and tries telling it to everyone, but Lali hushes him up. Choocha rushes outside and discovers the spot he saw in his deja chu. With his help, the group discovers a diamond, which Choocha immediately swallows because Mombasa finds them. In the next scene, we see the Fuqras passing between mountains. This is when the friends ask Choocha for the diamond, and he reveals that he swallowed it last night, upon which Lali argues with Choocha. They find an abandoned park where they plan to spend the night, as the next flight to India is the following day. Honey sleeps alongside Choocha and both get electrocuted. Panditji saves them and gives them water that is coming straight from a bathroom pipe. Choocha drinks a little extra and pees in a bowl. Honey is still passed out from the electric shock and is sweating bottles of sweat. Panditji absorbs his sweat using a cloth and drains that cloth into the same pot Choocha peed in. The next morning, Pandit lights up his cigarette with a match and throws it into the pot, which catches fire. When Honey regains consciousness, he figures out that the diamond Choocha has swallowed is causing Choocha's urine to change its properties, which produce petrol if combined with Honey's sweat. They make a big deal knowing they can now produce petrol. When they return to India, they see Bholi's posters all over the taxis because she has claimed to reduce petrol prices if elected. They take a cab home and make a deal with a driver to sell their petrol for half the price. Meanwhile, Dhingra shows up and pressurizes Bholi to win the elections. Soon, the Fuqras start selling their newly discovered petrol and gain a competitive advantage over Bholi. They make a public appearance at a school where the kids happen to be Choocha's fans. He wins their hearts, and so do their families' votes. One day, Choocha's rally collides with Bholi's rally, where Bholi openly challenges Choocha for a debate. Honey knows she's a cunning woman, so he refuses to accept the challenge. Bholi still plays her game by secretly sliding a note while shaking hands with Choocha. On the note, there is an address. Upon reaching the address, Choocha is shocked to see Bholi getting married to one of her African guards. He begs her not to marry the guard as he likes her and wants to marry her. Choocha also reveals that he and his friends have become sheikhs and are no longer the poor Fuqray. This catches Bholi's attention and leads her to get the secret out of Choocha. They both enter a room, and after some time, Bholi walks out of the room and starts dancing. While the other Fuqras are searching for the missing Choocha, they find out through social media that he is marrying Bholi, which shocks them. When the friends go to Bholi's place and ask her to cut the act, she asks for her share in their recent discovery. Subsequently, the guard's aunt, uncle, and Mombasa show up. When Mombasa discovers that Choocha has married Bholi, she starts crying and says disrespectful stuff to Bholi. Bholi doubts that Dhingra has kidnapped Choocha. This turns out to be true when we see Dhingra torturing Choocha to back out of the elections so that Bholi can win. Bholi calls Dhingra and asks him to let Choocha go, but he makes fun of her for marrying Choocha and asks for his share in the petrol production. Bholi tells this to the Fuqras over the phone, and they agree to give Dhingra the information in exchange for Choocha. They showed him the video of how they discovered the petrol. Dhingra becomes greedy and pulls back all his water tankers from the city to mass-produce petrol using the water, leaving the public humiliated and out on the street fighting. He gets the Fuqras to work on the petrol production while the public suffers. One of the guards cannot watch the public suffer, so he holds the other guard, his brother, and tells the Fuqras to run. Honey says that he is done running and that he will face Dhingra. When they break the news of not producing petrol, Dhingra's thugs capture the Fuqras, but Choocha manages to escape. He ends up in Dhingra's water park, where he has fun on the water slides while being chased by Dhingra's men. The other Fuqras also reach there, but Dhingra captures them and hangs Panditji and Lali above a swimming pool that has a crocodile in it. At one point, the crocodile jumps out and attacks Pandit, but he sways mid-air and saves himself. The scene rewinds, and we see that Honey recorded and posted a video of Choocha asking for help indicating the water park's location. In no time, the angry public shows up with their water containers and overcomes Dhingra and his thugs, beating them. Mombasa rescues Choocha, and the public rescues the other Fuqras. Honey helps the beaten-up Dhingra drink some water, making him realize the importance of water. Now the public holds their favorite candidate, Choocha, and takes him out on the streets to celebrate with them. The petroleum minister invites the Fuqras on the plane and asks them to show him how they produce petrol. Choocha goes to the bathroom and takes out his pee, but it doesn't turn into petrol this time. Here it is exposed that Choocha also pooped, due to which the diamond was excreted out of him. Whereas the Fuqras are back to being the losers they are, the diamond is retrieved by Zafar, their old pal. There the movie end. I hope you liked the story recap. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.